governments are doing things that are exceptionally foolish, and it's going to boomerang, and there will be a reaction. Okay, the central bank digital currencies can't affect precious metals as far as that. If they're in your hands or if they're in my hands, central bank digital currencies have nothing to do with it. But governments believe that having the power is the same thing as having the ability to affect something, and that's not rational or logical.
The rise of stablecoins and unbacked cryptocurrencies has started to undermine the effectiveness of central bank policies in several countries and increase threats of money laundering and financing illegal activities. For these reasons, more than 150 countries have flirted with introducing a central bank digital currency, with a marked rush in Asian emerging markets to introduce concept notes and pilots. According to Bob Moriarty, CBDCs, or digital currencies issued by central banks, cannot directly impact precious metals like gold and silver when held by individuals. However, he criticizes governments for conflating having power with having the ability to control and influence everything, which he views as irrational. The Royal Bank of Canada's RBC Wealth Management Division has released a new report on central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, saying that while it will take some time for digital fiat to become widespread, this outcome is inevitable. The bank noted that some CBDCs rely on blockchain technology for verification purposes. They said the main difference between a digital currency system and a physical one is how ownership records are maintained. Regarding the possibility of government confiscation of precious metals, Moriarty argues that it is no longer feasible in the modern era. In 1933, the government could undertake such an action because they had some knowledge of who possessed gold. However, he believes current confiscation would be impractical because governments lack the necessary information. Instead, he suggests that governments could make buying or selling gold illegal, likely driving gold trading into the black market. We will now bring you clips from Bob Moriarty's interview with Liberty and Finance. But before we do, if you want more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell for more updates. Thank you, and enjoy the video.
Central bank digital currencies are an accident waiting to happen. It's the government saying, okay, we want to take total control of your life. Now, there's another question that I was going to interject this into. Now, this is anecdotal, and I cannot verify that it's true or that it's common, but it's interesting. But someone sent me a video of a coin dealer whose bank had shut his accounts down because he was a coin dealer. And that could be a bass-ackwards way of the Treasury and the Federal Reserve of killing gold and silver, is to kill all the coin dealers. It would be very interesting if there's true. We are going to go into total chaos because if anybody watching this thinks the government knows what they're doing, the government is run by idiots. They are too lazy to work and they're too nervous to steal. And they screw every single thing up they do. The central bank digital currencies absolutely cannot work. Governments are trying to take over total control, and it's not going to work, and it's going to cause a lot of chaos in the interim. The government is trying to make moral decisions, not even moral decisions. They're trying to make political decisions about things the government shouldn't be making political decisions about. Now, Nigel Farage was not throwing bombs, okay? He wasn't some kind of nutcase. You could disagree with him politically, but to go in and remove him from the financial system, that's really an amazing thing to do. When they tried to do it, okay, and they're more successful across the board, people are literally going to be throwing firebombs at banks, okay? All revolutions are economic in nature, And if the banking system tries to shut you down by removing your access to the financial system, that's a great time to go out and get a quart bottle, fill it up with gasoline, throw some detergent in a rag, and go toss it at your bank and kind of vote on what you think about what they're doing. We're not very far away from either a civil war or a revolution. There are things in play that are exceptionally dangerous, and the whole central bank digital currencies is a giant mistake. On the limitation, absolutely, and that could be what they're doing with shutting down coin dealers. Okay, if they started doing it with big companies like you, then it would be time to man the barricades. But as far as government confiscation is concerned, in 1933, they could do it because they had some idea of who had the gold. They have no idea who has the gold now. So they couldn't possibly be successful in a confiscation. What they could do is make it illegal to buy or sell gold. And if they do that, it'll just go into the black market.
The 15th BRICS Summit has gone further than any other recently to modernize and galvanize the grouping. It has sent a strong signal that the post-World War II order should accept the multipolar reality and change with the times. Bob believes that before the meeting, many investors focus on the possibility of the BRICS announcing a gold-backed currency. However, he sees this as a distraction, describing it as a false flag thrown out to divert attention. He considers the BRICS meeting historically significant, marking one of the most substantial changes in the world order in 500 years. Moriarty argues that the BRICS alliance is a reaction to the actions of Western countries, particularly the United States. The U.S. has taken aggressive steps that include military interventions and sanctions against other nations, leading to a backlash from the international community. Moriarty stresses that the significance of the BRICS alliance might not be immediately apparent, but its consequences will unfold over the years. He believes that this alliance represents a significant challenge to the debt-based financial system of the West. Let's get back to the interview.
I would guess prior to the meeting, what most investors thought was important was them announcing a gold currency, and I really didn't believe that was going to happen. I think that was some kind of false flag that was thrown out in front of people. But the BRICS meeting, it's going to go down in history as one of the most significant changes in 500 years. When they have the 11 members, they're going to control 80% of the world's energy and a greater percentage of the world's economy than the G20. And what's amazing to me, and I'm just staggered that people don't see this, is the West is becoming less of a factor every single day. We are doing so many things that are stupid. In hindsight, the West is destroying itself. And the funny thing about BRICS is a reaction to the actions of the West, not action on their part. It's not China and Russia trying to destroy the dollar. This is the United States trying to destroy the dollar, and China and Russia and Saudi Arabia and South Africa and Brazil and Iran trying to protect themselves. And what's important is not the 5 initial members and not the 6 additional members, but the 30 people waiting in the wings. And eventually you're going to see Greece or Italy or France say, hey, we want to join too. This is a vote against the debt-based system of the West. And it's absolutely important to understand people are not going to see the results of this for years, but it is the most important thing that's happened in my lifetime. The interesting thing is that, again, this is a reaction to the actions of the United States. The United States went out and said we could invade anybody we want for any reason what we wanted. we could steal from people anytime we want. We could put sanctions on people anytime we want. And the rest of the world has said we're not putting up with it. So this is not action on the part of BRICS to destroy the dollar. This is actions taken by the United States to destroy the dollar. And this is actions taken by BRICS to protect their economies and to protect their currency. Saudi Arabia went to a gold currency. It's really a Saudi Arabian issue. You would have to decide whether you want to deal with them and how it affects you. However, countries can independently go to a gold standard. Now, believe it or not, Lebanon and Switzerland had a quasi-gold standard going on well into the 70s. Okay, their currencies were exchangeable in terms of gold. Switzerland could go back to gold tomorrow. The United States could go to gold tomorrow. China could go to gold tomorrow. Napoleon did it in 1796 because he realized that fiat currencies all fail. Now, when all the fiat currencies fail, and this includes Saudi Arabia and Russia and China and India and South Africa and Brazil, somebody's going to say, well, we need to come up with something that's worked in the past. And, of course, the only answer to that is gold. But if you go to a gold standard, what metal do you need the most of? Silver.
According to a survey by the Bank of International Settlements, 93% of central banks worldwide are investigating CBDCs. They have the potential to streamline cross-border transactions, reducing the time and costs associated with currency conversion and international transfers. What's the future of CBDCs, and how should governments address potential misuse while safeguarding individual financial rights? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. If you found this video informative, remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and enable notifications to stay informed about our latest videos on silver, gold, and copper. Thank you for watching, and we appreciate your support.